merch shop, and Patreon if you wish to support me.
Video time, enjoy!
I already covered Horizon Walker for being a bad subclass for Ranger. I recommend you watch that video first before watching this. When it comes to Monster Slayer, majority of people agree that it sucks. Basically a subclassless Ranger. This is easy. Welcome to Pack Tactics. Monster Slayer spells. The only good one here is protection from evil and good for crypt raids, for example. But other than that, it's got nothing going for it. I know Horizon Walker also gets a spell, but I'm being nice here. And I needed something to salvage, you know? The banishment is single target, and chances are high you won't have a good wisdom mod. And even let's say you did, is this better than conjuring 8 animals on the field? No. Hunter's Sense. This is a good idea for a feature, and is maybe valuable in heavy homebrew games where the DM creates the creatures rather than taking from the books. This is taboo for me to say, but honestly, it's a good thing to make sure the DM is in check of some sort. This is the best feature in the game for that without backseat DMing or treading into his world. This is just a feature you get in the game. As an action, choose one creature you can see within 60 feet of you. You immediately learn whether the creature has any damage immunities, resistances, or vulnerabilities, and what they are. If the creature is hidden from divination magic, you sense that it has no damage immunities, resistances, or vulnerabilities. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your wisdom mod, gained back on a long rest. The cost of an action is why this feature is bad. But I don't think this should be dismissed right away. DMs tend to lift the action requirement to a bonus action or even a free action. If I DM'd for you, I would make this a free action with infinite use. I'd most likely give you more information too than just these few things. Like I'd give you their AC, saving throws, senses, and features the creatures have. I would give you all the information except for the spells and the hit points. I'd just take a screenshot of the sheet and cross out the HP and hand it to the player. Critically, even if you did lift the action cost and made it a free action, it still has problems. Now, instead of optimization, we need to shift to a design perspective now. Like, you getting the info that the snow golem is immune to non-magical attacks and vulnerable to fire is useful for the party to know. But it's not useful for you, the ranger, to know this because rangers only do attacks anyways. They simply don't have options to take advantage of vulnerabilities in the base class or subclass. They don't even have spells that do any sort of elemental damage at low levels. Don't you think it would be a good idea to give them the tools to combat this? Like a feature where your arrows turn red and does fire damage instead of piercing? Oh, you swing your sword but in blue color and does cold damage instead of slashing. Sure, you might argue that's boring design, but it's exactly what this subclass needs though for it to work. It's so easy to put in, but they didn't do it. They just expect the DM to hand the ranger magic items. Seriously, this could have probably been a popular subclass if they had different elemental damage, like it's Pokemon. Fire good against ice. People go nuts for that gameplay. Oh, my concept is The Witcher. I know this creature is immune to this and vulnerable to that. You see what I'm getting at? This is a missed gameplay experience. Anyways, if this was a free action or maybe even a bonus action at minimum, I would consider this subclass of maybe value. I think it's a fantastic idea for homebrew games. Moving on. Slayer's Prey. As a bonus action, you designate one creature you can see within 60 feet of you as the target of this feature. The first time each turn that you hit the target with a weapon attack, it takes an extra 1d6 damage from the weapon. This benefit lasts until you finish a short or long rest. It ends early if you designate a different creature. The range here is longer than what Planar Warrior got, so I guess it's got that going for it. I'll keep it quick because I already said it in the other video. The gist is bonus action and range of 60 feet. The other subclasses that adds additional damage at 3rd level require no action at all and is just part of the attack automatically and has no requirements for range at all. Lastly, and this is the biggest critique, this doesn't complement Hunter's Sense in taking advantage of different types of damage. It's such a shame. 7th level, supernatural defense. Whenever the target of your Slayer's prey forces you to make a saving throw, and whether you make an ability check to escape that target's grapple, add 1d6 to your roll. 1d6 to saving throw is good. The grapple is not so useful, but I won't say no to it. This is a very passive feature. It's okay. 11th level, magic user's nemesis. When you see a creature casting a spell or teleporting within 60 feet of you, you can use your reaction to try to magically foil it. The creature must succeed on a wisdom saving throw against your spell save DC, or its spell or teleport fails and is wasted. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a short or long rest. I said this before with Banish, your DC isn't going to be good to begin with, so this isn't ever going to be good overall. You are a ranger. Then once you've used this one time, you need to short rest to use this again. But to be fair, if you actually do manage to foil a spell, that's huge. If this feature had more use or infinite use with the cost of your reaction, it would have been perfect. 15th level, Slayer's Counter. If the creature of your Slayer's prey forces you to make a wisdom saving throw, you can use your reaction to make one weapon attack against the quarry. You make this attack immediately before making the saving throw. If your attack hits, your save automatically succeeds, in addition to the attack's normal effects. This is mostly useless for rangers that use melee weapons instead of range, but for those range users, it's of value. This is a good feature, but it's at the end of the game. You will still take damage if it's a damage spell, for example, too, by the way. But what baffles me is why they limited this capstone to targets marked by Slayer's Prey. Why not anyone who casts a spell instead? This is a capstone. The game balance is already out the window for full casters, so you might as well go all in, but they didn't. Well, anyways, you get the point. End of video. This is the worst ranger subclass in the game, unlike a Horizon Walker, who at least has one thing going for it. This has nothing, and when it does have potential to be something, it's not enough stuff. This is a subclassless ranger. I don't recommend playing this if you want to experience ranger properly. But even a subclassless ranger is still a good ranger, to be fair. The class can still be effective because of archery feature, good berry juggling, pass without trace, extra attack, conjure animals, then picking up crossbow expert and sharpshooter feats. That's the whole ranger package you can still get. Anyways, I hope I earned your subscription and support on Patreon. Bye bye!